guys, welcome back on the flight deck of the ATR 72600 by Asobo for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We are almost to the top of the descent, and we're going to go through what we need to do to get this airplane descended to the airport properly, including setting up the approach. We'll be shooting the GPS approach for runway 10. So we've been level at 15,000 feet. As you can see, the airplane, I don't know, someone could tell me if I can't get it to go no faster than this. But anyway, let's get to the descent portion of the flight. So first things first. Now, Ray J, we are, let's see, we should cross Ray J at 13,000 feet. So we're going to change it here. There we go. So we're going to go 13,000. Altitude cross, yep. Altitude constraint, okay, good. And we at speed, let's say 250. Well, we're nowhere close to 250. So we're going to hit execute. Alright, we're going to go back to flight plan. And now, this airplane has come up with our, if you see that on the screen, it's the top of the set. Oh, shoot.
Look at this.
Hang on. It's the top of the set.
You sure about that?
And that's one thing about these click spots. Alright, hang on, guys. Hang on. Let's bring it in. Okay. Alright, so there's our top of descent. So obviously because we're at 15, we're only going to 13, it's not very far off, right? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to altitude pre-select. We're going to set 13,000 feet. Now, I want to see if the VNAV works on this airplane, so we're going to arm VNAV. Oh, shoot. Why is it starting down already? Okay, hang on. Okay, that's a snag. Oh, pitch. Alt. It shouldn't have done that. Okay, so
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
So I assume okay, hang on. Let's set it back to 15. Let's go back up. Okay, alt's capturing. But so it says. Yeah, it wouldn't allow me to go. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Alright, so usually we're able to set 13,000. But let's see if the VNAV works. Let me wait till the altitude capture. Now, you don't want to change the altitude while you have alt star. If you change it, it should go to pitch mode. You must wait until you see altitude without the star. So watch this. Oh, okay, never mind. It's locked in now. Now I can change the altitude. So I'm going to change the altitude to 13,000. You see alt cell is already there. So we're going to set 13,000. And I don't know why that top of the descent has moved, because it should still be where it is, and so it should be waiting on me. Anyway. Alright. We may just have to descend on our own, and it's fine.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Just one of those things, I guess. Alright, let me get back focused to what I'm supposed to be doing. Alright, so next thing. We're going to go to our performance. And just like the Airbus, we have to put in our landing. Wait, cruise altitude? No, cruise altitude was originally 15,000. Maybe this may be why. I know I had 15,000 set. Let me see if top. Okay, so the top of descent now is moved back. I don't know what. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we got our vertical descent glide path. It's there. Now, let me see if I arm VNAV now, if this thing would behave. Let's see, VNAV, and it's not holding. Altitude. Yeah, That's not working right. That's a bummer too, because I think that's such a good part of the airplane. Not like I'm used to it, because Bahamas I didn't have it. Okay, let's go next page. So landing data. All right, so we'd get the ATIS and we'd put it in. We got to put our winds, a destination runway. So let's go flight plan. We'll go Nassau. It's gonna be RNAV runway 10. No, obviously no stars. We're gonna hit now transition. Let's see. They're not giving us any transitions either. Oh, what about via? Oh, okay, good. Okay, so via Atade or REL. Is that all? All right, so let's do it from REL, and I'll show you why. Execute. All right, so what we'll do is from Ray J, we're gonna go direct to REL. So let's clear the ZQA out. Execute. All right, good. So we'll go from Ray J straight to, actually, you know what? We're gonna go from Ray J to Jobib. How about that? So let's clear REL about 2. There we go. And that'll put us straight in on final. Okay, so the VNAV is almost there. I still want to try it when it's actually right on it. All right, so now, like I said, we gotta get the weather, right? So let me, yeah, that VNAV is really close, eh? I think I'm gonna wait. Let me wait until the VNAV captures. All right, so close. Yeah, this airplane is slow. Alright, so let's see if we hit VNAV now, what happens? Why is it doing that? Why is it doing? Alright, altitude hold again. Alright, we'll wait until it's exactly on it. I don't know. I'm just trying everything I can to get it to work. Okay, let's see. I mean, this is okay. Ray J is in 2 nautical miles. Nah, I need to go down. Let me just go. So you're at 1,800 foot a minute. Wait, why? So what? Why is the VNAV now down here when it was up? Anyway, yeah. All right, guys. So now, like I said, we're gonna get the information from Nassau. So I'm gonna get that. Just give me a second. And as you can see, the descent checklist came up automatically. So what we're gonna do is, actually, let me do something else first. Wow, that's pretty. That's pretty. That's pretty. That's real pretty. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go all the way down to 2,000, because that's where our approach starts. So we're gonna set 2,000 feet in the altitude pre-select. Okay, and what I'm gonna put the system page up on my side. Now I'm gonna show you now once again. Run into the checklist. Here we go. So watch how it's going to change, right? All right. So flight warning system recall. All right. So we're gonna hit recall. Anything? No, nothing. All right. Looks like the power for cruise is a bit much. Okay, there we go. Oops. Okay. So flight warning system. Flight warning system is recall. Landing elevation. Nothing to set there. You see how it switched again? Descent, FMS, nav, perf, set and check. Okay, so flaps full, normal conditions is 96. So the speed's already here. So there's nothing to do there. We just confirm it, right? The gross weight, what the landing weight is, and everything else. Okay. All right. So that's all good. DH MDA. All right. So we're gonna set that now. Let me see what it is. I think it's. It is for our category. We probably LNAV only. And, okay, so it looks like it'll be 360. Alright, so 360, so we'll set that. I know we're not category C, we're above that, but this thing doesn't have anything above C, below C, sorry. So we'll consider it 360. And the other one is 360 anyway. Alright, so now, where do you set that? You set that over here on the MDA DH knob. So right now it's on MDA. So we're going to set this to 360. There it is. So 360 is set, right? All right, we out at 10. So I'm going to get the seatbelt sign on. All right, so DH MDA arrival briefing. Okay, RNAV approach, runway 10. We got it all set up. Proceeding to wreck Joe Bib at this time. About to overspeed. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, arrival briefing. All right, so we visual approach backed up by the RNAV for runway 10 at Nassau. We got 8302 feet of runway available, and distance required is only 3,250 feet. We'll land with brakes. We'll use, actually we'll not use any brakes, pretty much just ground fine and a little bit of reverse, and we'll clear at the Bravo intersection. And event of a go around, it'll be max power, flap 15, positive rate, gear up, and we'll go 400. We'll start to, we'll go climb power. Shortly thereafter, retract the flaps, proceed to the holding fix, which is at Atate. That's going to be a parallel entry and hold. Actually, I'm sorry, that's a teardrop entry.
I can smell the failure.
So it'll be a teardrop entry and hold at Atate. It's 4.2 nautical mile legs, and we'll do it at or below 230 knots. All right, can't get into Nassau. Alternative would be to Freeport. Any questions? Nope, no questions. All right, good. Arrival briefing's complete. All right, there you go. Descent check's complete. Now let's go approach. We'll do that one time. Seatbelts. All right, so we're gonna turn them on now. Gonna go landing lights on. Alright, so seatbelts on, landing lights on, altimeters, we still got 3008 is set, and cabin altitude. See, it went to the pressurization page, so here it is, it's showing you all of that stuff. Now, if you stay on your navigation map, it'll never switch. You have to go to your system page for it to switch. Alright, approach check's complete. And then you have to go back to the ND. That's how it works. It's a lot of switching back and forth in real life. They haven't lied about that in any way, shape, or form. And for those of you watching who think that, okay, am I just going to be going back and forth into the Bahamas? No, that's not the idea. That is not the idea. All right. I'm keeping it consistent with what we have because it's actually really cool that, well, I wanted to review the ATR. Bahamas has the ATR. They obviously will fly the ATR between Miami and Nassau occasionally when loads are light, and that's just one of those things. So, all right, let's go back into VS because we're in pitch mode. I don't know how long we've been in that for. All right, so we're going to continue down to 1,600 feet. We're a little bit behind the curve, so I'm going to increase our descent even more. And we're going to come back on the power because we should be 210 on the speed. So I brought the power back to idle. And return and final. One thing about this airplane, you bring the power back to idle on this airplane and this airplane slows down. Trust me. It will slow. Okay, so the double line tells you when you can put your flaps down. Just like on the Airbus. You guys see the double line? So what we're gonna do is we're going to, okay, it's already actually activated, right? So we're gonna go flap 15. And now speed 140 is set. All right, there we go. Okay, so coming up 1,600 feet. And I wonder if we could get approach mode. Oh, flip, there it is. All right, so approach mode is on. So now, as we go over here, we're just looking down to make sure that everything's done. So flaps are set, everything's set where it should be. Okay, speed's decreasing just a little too much now. See that speed trend? We're gonna add power until that speed trend stop moving. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. So technically, because we have approach mode in, we technically would be VNAV and LNAV compliant, but I don't think the altitude changes. Oh yeah, it does.
You serious?
It's 300 feet instead of 360. All right, so let's go back and let's set our minimums now to 300. There we go. Now, I still need to, all right, so we're coming up on Moley here shortly. And unfortunately, I know how this thing works, where this plane is going to just capture without me knowing anything. It's going to show the purple, but it's not going to show a glide slope. That's the problem. So that's an unfortunate part. So what we're going to do is, we're less than a mile from Moley, so we're going to go gear down. And we're going to go power management to TO. Taxi light on. We'll go wing light on because I like to put everything. And we're going to go flap 30. All right. Now, the path has not captured. I don't see anything. I do not see anything. Okay, so let's do the before landing checks quickly. So we got cabin crew is advised, landing gear down, 3 green, flaps, and yes, you would want to, someone would want to be on the system page again, the non-flying pilot obviously. Power management is TO, TLU, low speed, icing AOA light as required, so the icing AOA light is off, and exterior lights are all on. 4 line checks complete. All right. It is descending, but on what guidance? There is no physical, I don't see anything. I don't know what's going on there, but let's see if it does what it's supposed to do. All right, so I'm a person, I like to disengage by about 1,000 feet. So let's go ahead and do that.
$100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Smooth like butter.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Let's go reverse. No need for all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, welcome to Nassau. We are going to gonna clear left at Bravo here. We're going to look left. I don't see anyone coming in. You see anyone over there? No? Okay, good. All right, we're going across the runway. We got all the lights are on, and we're crossing. And once we get on the other side, we'll start cleaning it up. And here we go. All right. So we're gonna go lights, strobe, logo. Turn that off. We'll leave the wing light on, and I'll show you why in a minute. We're gonna go push those out. All right, flaps coming up. Control lock on. All right, good. And radar standby. It's off. All right. So once again, everyone's on the ground. So now we're going to move back to our system pages as we taxi to the gate, and we're going to run the checklist. So we got radar is off, flight controls are locked, flaps 0, trims. We got 1, 2, 3 set. We got landing and strobes are off, anti-icing, de-icing is off, probe heat is off, and TRU. Okay, sorry, like I said, this is one thing I didn't have to do when I was on the ATR. And then after at least 2 minutes, we'll go condition level 1, feather, then fuel shut off. Okay, now, before we do that, the last flight of the day for the ATR is a bit different. So let's assume this is the last flight, and I'll show you why. Remember that ATPCS test that we did on the ground with testing the auto feather? Well, we actually do it with the engines running. But we need to come to complete stop. We got to make sure the park and brake is set. Why? Because the engine, remember, you're going to lose your AC wilds. So you don't want to have the airplane start to roll, right? So here's what we're going to do. And I think, all right, so usually we ask for permission. Hey, can we, I'll get off the main taxiway and do it. So I'll show you guys that here in a second. And yeah, that should be interesting. I haven't done it with the engines running. So it'll be interesting to see if it works the way the test works. The test looks like it functions properly with the engines off. Now let's see if with the engines running, if it does the exact same thing. So that'll be fun to watch. So let's see. And like I said, we're testing the auto feather, right? We're testing the auto feather and the up trim. So here we go. So first officer, once again, is on hydraulic page. I will be on doors. Right there. All right, good. All right, we're gonna blow some air in here. I can't see it. Anyway, don't worry about it. All right, so we're gonna go right in here in the apron, here on the side, and wow, plenty sabs. All right. All right, so here we go. So we're park a beam. We're gonna stop. All right. Then we're gonna set the parking brake. Parking brake set. We're gonna move the ATPCS to arm. Arm. And we're gonna feather. Oh, arm. And then feather. Good. Good. All right. So I think it was, let me see, hang on. All right, so we're gonna go next side, arm, that came up, and we're gonna go engine 2, fail. There's your feather, there's your up trim, there is, okay, auto feather, good, no reverse, and it looks like a good test. That looks like a good test. Now, that's coming out of feather way too quickly, but anyway. All right, so now we're gonna release the brakes. And we're gonna shut down engine number 1 here in a second. I'm just gonna get some speed first, and then we'll shut down engine 1 because the sim doesn't stare as well as the real plane, right? So, all right, so we're getting a little bit of speed. All right, we're gonna go ahead. We'll tell our first officer, okay, shut down engine 1. Boom. That engine goes to feather. All right, and I think you're supposed to have it in feather for maybe a minute. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just 2 minutes. It's just feather. Once you get it 2 minutes, you could go straight to cutoff. All right, electric DC gen, obviously. Number 1 bleed. That's normal. All right, good. So that engine should have stopped. All right. This part of the airplane is really, really cool. At least it works. So that's good. All right, now why did after landing come up again? Oh, I guess because we didn't. Okay. So after at least 2 minutes, condition level number 1, feather, then fuel shut off. Yeah, right. So there's no waiting time. Once you get the 2 minutes, you could go straight to shut off. All right, good. After landing checks complete. All right. It's been nice having you guys with me again for this video, and it means a lot to me for you just to even tune in. Like I said, I mean, we just broke 100 subscribers last week after me only doing it for about YouTube for about 2 weeks, and I'd like to continue. It is a lot of work. Telling a friend about this the other day, the time in editing, the time in everything else, when you see a video and it's 30 40 minutes long, it's probably taken, sorry, my mom hear me, she would, yeah, it's probably taken about 4 hours to just edit. The flying is the easy part. It's now putting it together, removing a lot of the extras and adding a bit of flair in there. It can take a long time to get it to where you want. Then uploading it to YouTube, all of this takes time. So I do apologize if the parts haven't been coming out as quickly as you would like. Just know that I am working on it. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys for rolling with me. And like I said, if you definitely like the content, definitely do like and definitely comment. Love to hear your feedback, especially there may be some of you that are on the ATR. So if there's anything I may have missaid, and I haven't been on the ATR from 2017. I haven't been on the ATR from 2017, so it's been a long time. So I do not know everything. I remember a good amount. Unfortunately, I had a number of videos thankfully I had a lot of videos from my days of flying the ATR, because that way I could get you guys the real life video of how to do a number of these things. So if you enjoy that, definitely I will try to do some more, especially on the current airplane that I'm flying now. And yeah, perfect. Gonna set the parking brake. Okay, so guys, we're at the gate. Gonna go taxi light off. We're gonna leave the wing light on. Okay, now this is where this one is a little different. So first thing we need to do is get the parking brake on. So now I want you, okay, so we're on the hydraulic page on this side, right? Now watch this. Now we're supposed to have hydraulic pressure here for a little while, but when we go to feather, okay, we're gonna lose AC wild, which means we're gonna lose hydraulic. Okay, good. Now we still got 3,000 PSI. Let's go ahead, let's turn the prop brake on while we got time. Boom, we're gonna go to the wing. The propeller should come to a stop. There it is. There's the heat coming out the back. And very good. Now the hydraulic pressure is completely gone. Like I said, it usually does. Then we turn the beacon off. And we would then go seatbelt, no device off, and then we'd call the flight attendant and tell the flight attendant to open the door. And cargo door. Put the chocks in. Okay, and then once you get ground power connected, which it is available now, we're gonna go ahead, turn it on. And we're gonna go ahead and shut down engine number 2. And I don't know why that consistently overheats. I end up in the hotel mode. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, let's go to the parking checklist. So we did that, and we go wing light off because we no longer have the parking brake. I mean, we no longer have the engine running. All right, parking checklist. Parking brake engaged. Taxi takeoff lights are off. Condition level number 2. So you went to the engine page. Is feather. Well, it was feather, but now it's off. Beacon is off. Transponder is standby. Tail prop is in position. Seatbelt is off. All right, good. And we will be leaving aircraft because I am finished with this airplane. Okay, leaving. All right, oxygen main supply. Okay, so that's up here. Oxygen main supply is off. Ice rain protection. We'll go ahead. We'll turn the windshield heat off at the same time. External lights off. Emergency lights, disarm. Radar off, right here. Condition level number 2, fuel shut off. Fuel pumps 1 and 2 off. CDLS off, that's your control door locking system. And I can't, okay, so I can't click it. All right, so it's not working. External power off, and then battery switch off. All right. External power off and battery switch off. All right. People, we have arrived and we've made it safely. welcome back to Nassau. I won't say welcome to Nassau. I'm sure you've been here before. And usually this is how we get down sometimes when we're just tired. Yep, we get out of our stuff and we jump down.
Bam! You dead.
But thank you so much for joining me today on this trip on this ATR 72600 from Asobo. As far as what I give this aircraft, I had a couple complications for sure. So I don't know. I probably would give it like a 7, maybe like a 7. And I know it seems like most of the aircraft I've done have been in that range, but it's true. This aircraft still has a lot of work to catch up to. And if Asobo said that they really went to ATR, then ATR should have caught a number of things with this aircraft that are not like the real airplane. So the attention to detail, I think, was there for the most part on the outside, but the inside, there were some tests that were lacking for sure. And but at the end of the day, we were able to get to and fro from Miami. So thank you once again for joining me. If you like this content, you want me to continue doing it, definitely subscribe, comment, like, share the video. If you think someone else who is an ATR fan who thinks that it's really good or whatever, let them know this is a real ATR pilot opinion of the aircraft. And like I said, if it's free, I would not be on here comparing aircrafts. Okay, but the fact that me and you have to use our money to pay for it, sometimes you just want a little better. And mind you, this was actually very, very affordable. I think it was like what, $12, $15 when it came out. So it was very, very cheap. All right. So if you don't have it for 2024, is it worth it? Well, if you like to fly slow and everything like that, yeah, it'll probably be worth it. It looks good. You can navigate definitely through your FMS. I think the flight director, the automation has some problems.
We'll go out for pineapple, my little bubbly-headed boo.
Skipper, look.
Analysis.
It looks like a small incandescent bulb, designed to indicate something out of the ordinary, like a malfunction.
I find it pretty and somewhat hypnotic.
That too, sir.
Right. Rico. Manual. Problemo solved.
But if Asobo could work some of those things out, I think this aircraft could be a really good airplane, especially because we're waiting to see what Majestic software is going to do with the Q400 that's coming. But that's a story for another time. All right, guys. Anyway, I've talked long enough. I'm gone.